Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
What's up, gamers? How you guys doing today? We're going to chat about Traya in Triumvirate for a little bit. How important are they in the game right now, and what the uses are all around in the game. But we're going to actually go more in depth on the uses in the GA and the TW aspect of the game. So without further ado, let's go chat about it. Alright, so we come over to the Sith faction, and we're going to go look at Traya and Sion and Nyla. So really, this kit, their entire kits, like all three of them, they are super reliant on the others. So probably the most important is, of course, Traya because of her leadership, and if she dies, you know, you can't, you know, let, or this unique Zeta, it goes away, right? But the leadership stays. So really, if you do want to run her in your GAs, this isn't too much of a modding guide, but you kind of want to go for more protection, more HP, more tenacity. That's probably one of the bigger ones. And you want to go for a crit avoidance arrow. The crit avoidance is really big because versus some teams, you kind of want a 3v5, right? And you want to go for more crit avoidance. That way you get, you know, on top of the 40%, you get even more so. And that's going to bump it up around 70%. If you do have it at a 60, mine's not right now, but you can get it around 75% crit avoidance, which is huge versus some teams. And there is one team in particular that I want to chat about in a little bit. But besides Traya, we're going to go check out Sion. Sion's another big one here. We can chat about how you can mod him versus a specific team in a little bit. But Sion is really big in a lot of these teams, and like for example the sister counter. You want to make sure that you get hatred up really quick, because if you do, you're able to eat up all the extra hits, making sure that if he does die, he comes back, he revives himself, and he's going to go right back at it, and it's just a lot better. Almost every time I've used this trio, the trio and the Triumvirate counter versus a Night Sister team, not even depending on who I'm using it versus in the sister team, like what the comp is, I'm still able to win, because as soon as you get held by hatred up, you are able to have him taunt the entire time, and with the Traya getting more HP based on you hitting the debuffs, he's going to be surviving through a lot of it. So he is super important in that aspect, and honestly, you just want to go for a lot more HP and protection on this guy. Some speed is really nice to have, and some defense as well, but there is one part of this, and that's the CA, that I kind of want to go into a little bit later versus a certain team. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at Sion right now, and Nihilus is probably one of the bigger ones. He is really probably like one of the cornerstones of this whole team, really. And you want to go for more speed, more HP on this guy. So yeah, having him not die too quick and having him survive, and making sure that with all the debuffs on the team, he gains more max HP, that is huge. If he doesn't die, you're going to pretty much win a lot of these ones, and just ensuring that happening is super important. So now that we kind of see those three in particular, let's go chat about some specific counters that you want to be thinking about using these guys versus in GA. Alright, so this is my squad loadout and my management here for defenses and offenses. The one I want to hit on the most, though, is going to be down here in GEOS. So let's chat about them kind of first. So the GEOS are a new faction that got, or not really a new faction, but they got a huge buff in recent times. So you got Brute Alpha, he's a new Geo with new leadership, really cool character. The entire Geo faction is awesome, guys. You should really work on them for, you know, TBs and whatnot. And also with the, you know, other Geos, the other four getting their reworks, is really hard for Nest solo. So if you're not going to be running Nest versus them, and I'm guessing, you know, higher end people are going to be having to fight, you know, Gear 12s, maybe even Gear 13 Geos, so Nest is for sure not going to work versus that, guys. There is a little bug, though, with one of these bugs, a little pun there, but it is Spy's little bug. He does stack up a lot of extra offense. I'm not sure if it's intentional. Clash does a great job of addressing this problem here, and I'm not sure where it is. I think it's in this one, or no, it's in the Silent Strike, I think. Something like that, but for some reason Spy's getting a crazy amount of you know, offense based on the Nest being there in solo, and that's kind of why Nest is not working versus that team. But maybe if this gets addressed somehow, the Nest solo will work a little bit better. But in the meantime, guys, this is versus the Traya team versus this Geo team, and really you only need two people to make this happen, okay? You only need Sion and Traya. You don't need Nihilus versus this, because with all the attack out of turns that's going to be happening here, Traya's leadership, you can go back to her. her leadership is granting a lot of loss on the HP pool. So we can see here on leadership, when an enemy uses ability outside of their turn, they take damage equal to 35% of their max HP, which is huge. And every Geo comes into assist whenever they perform an attack. And that is a super hard counter to the Geos, if I do say so myself. And what you want to go for the modding here in this particular counter, and which I'm going to actually start doing and implementing myself, is go for crit avoidance. Not only do you always want to be running that on Traya, but you should even consider throwing that on Sion as well. Making sure that they're super tanky. You know, mine's almost at the 100k mark that I like it to be. Plus the tenacity is really helpful there. That is kind of what you want to shoot for, guys. And the crit avoidance should be around 75% if you do have the 6E arrow there. So yeah, Traya should pretty much stay the same with how you mod her. But you move over to Sion here, guys. And Sion, you want to kind of go for a similar set. He's not going to be coming and doing the huge damage because typically the battle is going to go like this. They're going to be calling into assist all the time, and their HP is going to be like one little sliver of health. They're going to be in the red. So if you can time it right to make him getting his Help by Hatred up first and foremost, and then get his Torment up with the AoE, you can almost kill them all with just one attack. So what I'm kind of thinking of here, guys, I'm not sure if anybody has addressed this yet, but a crit avoidance arrow on Sion would be huge. He would get the same amount of crit avoidance as Traya from the leadership, and pretty much that counters Spy, and Spy is the biggest problem here. He's the biggest troublemaker because with all the extra offense he's getting from the debuffs and the buffs on him, that's going to almost one-shot the Sion, and sometimes it can, you know, work out for you where he doesn't one-shot if he doesn't have, you know, high enough crit chance, or if you're just getting lucky with the RNG and they're just not critting with the crit avoidance. So yeah, he's definitely the hardest guy to worry about, and if you can kill him early on, that's going to be great. So really, I think the best way to mod Sion versus the Geos is to go for a bunch of crit avoidance and a lot of HP protection. You don't want to worry about too much crit chance, you know, crit damage. You do want to kind of go for more speed. I think that's kind of important. Making sure he gets his turn fairly quick is super nice. So yeah, I think modding those two just in particular for the crit avoidance versus the Geo counter is going to be nice to have. I think with the upcoming, or hopefully upcoming changes to the Spy and the little problem we're facing there, that would maybe make it a lot easier for the next counter, and you get more banners there. But for the time being, I think you're going to want to go for more crit avoidance here on Sion. So like, I'm kind of like ordering this video like out of order a little bit, but now that we know like how to kind of work them into the bug counter, let's just chat about other counters that they can be used for. And this is really why Traya is just super important right now. So you got one counter with the Geos, there's one with the sisters that can be used, and we're not chatting about a full 5 team, we're chatting with like an undersized team like 3v5 with a Triumvirate. So you can do 3v5 Triumvirate versus the Spirit teams, but if the Spirit is really Gear 13 out with a lot of offense, it can get sketchy at times, and that's really why you want to go for more HP protection on your Sion. If you do get Help by Hatred up, like I said before, you pretty much win almost without any problems. Besides that, though, Traya is a little bit sketchier with the Grievous counter. This is not the right Grievous team, but if you guys do know what the right Grievous team is, it's with Droidica, and sometimes you can throw New. But with the Grievous counter, if you can use Thrawn, that'd be nice. I don't think you can pull it off 3v5 with the Traya team versus the Grievous team, but if you can land Isolate either on Grievous or a taunting tank and then work down Grievous or the other guys, that's huge. And the Annihilate from Nihilus is really why the whole thing really works out so well. Annihilating Grievous early on is huge. So besides that, though, we're going to come back up here to the offenses, and one that is a nice counter as well. Not as nice as probably the Geos, but definitely nice. You can 3v5 the Padme team with the Traya. This can get a little bit more sketchy, you know, depending on the gear levels. Probably you want to throw in Thrawn with, if you're going to be fighting a team like this here that we have, the Gear 13 Anakin, GK, and Padme. You probably want to throw in Thrawn for the Fracture on GK. But the main thing here, guys, is to land Isolate on Padme early on. And once you do that, you are set. She can't clench, she can't give away any extra protection up buffs, and they get no courages in turns. So they're not going to be doing any crazy damage to you guys, and you're going to be able to pull off easy wins, getting Annihilate on, you know, Anakin, and then probably GK, depending on who you want to go for. It doesn't matter too much, but making sure you get Isolate on Padme will really ensure you getting the win here, guys. Besides that, though, you can still counter, you know, JKR with Traya. Probably don't want to use undersize here. You can still pull it off. It's going to be a little bit more sketchy. So yeah, This is more, you know, just a 3v5 team. You can still use, you know, Traya versus some of these weaker teams like Ewoks. Possibly even, you know, EP. A little bit sketchy there because of the Dispel and getting a lot of TM for the EP team. Probably not the best. But, you know, they still work versus other teams like Thrawn, or not Thrawn, but like Crew, Django teams, Bounty Hunter teams, and, you know, car teams as well. There's a lot of uses, pretty much what I'm trying to get here, guys, for the Traya team. And in my opinion, I think the best use for her is versus the GEOS, and modding them with more crit avoidance really, I think, is the best bet there. So yeah, let me know if you guys agree with me on this one. I think I'm onto something though with the crit avoidance. I think that's gonna be huge with Sion and with Traya. Making sure that they don't die, and then that the help by Hitcher gets up with Sion, and then just like blow them apart with the AoE. That's gonna be awesome to see. But I guess it kind of, you know, it depends on the gear levels and everybody. But for the most part, what I've been seeing and what I've been able to do is just 2v5 Geo teams pretty easily, fighting gear 12s, gear 11 Geos. You know, still with all the Zetas on the Brute Alpha, I can still pull it off, guys. So I think with that little change, the crit avoidance arrows will really help out here. But let me know, guys, what you think in the comments below. Did you guys like this video? Let me know. Give it a like if you did. Share with others. Sub for more type of content for SWGoH. Besides that, we do have a Discord and Patreon. Go check out those two. And I think that's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Nice.